Okay, so it's gonna be kind of an abbreviated tour because we don't have a lot of time, although we don't have to be back here right at 5:30. So I just wanted to say that there's an end here, and how that came into being. It was kind of a miraculous manifestation where we didn't have the money, and through a whole series of synchronistic events, ended up with the land, and the guy who was selling the land liked what we were doing, and he decided to sell it for half its market value at the time. Wow. So it was 98, a house, a couple of garages, and a shed, and for $70,000. These days, that's a real bargain. It's probably worth 10 or 20 times that these days, but with all the buildings, a lot more than that. So this big building we built over. It was built by mostly inexperienced people. We started it with, we had gotten a $12,000 grant to start the building, and we decided we would take that $12,000 and we drew up a design, we called in the excavators, and we started building the foundation. And we had no idea where the rest of the money was going to come from because we had no income and no source of way to do it, but we had a lot of faith that somehow, that once we started it, we would just generate the energy and it would continue, and that's exactly what happened. People would come by and see what we're doing, donate time, materials, money, labor, and it just kept going. It was a huge community building process that we went through because it was built by the community. We had a few outside contractors come in for doing plumbing and a little bit of the wiring, although we did most of the wiring ourselves. Literally, the whole building was built hands-on by community members, almost exclusively. We did not dig the hole, however, because there was boulders like in the hole like that, and even bigger. But we did the whole thing ourselves over a long period of time. And it was really a nice experience, just in the process of building community together. I'm a builder by profession. I built other buildings and houses, and I have a license and all that, so that made it a little easier. And it was really a joy to be teaching people. And the idea was, when we were building it, that I wanted it to be a relaxed process because I'd worked in the marketplace, and it can be really stressful and super, intense thing. From the bank, so we had time. We didn't have all the pressures that borrowed money had. Take our time, and we did take our time, and we created it, and the idea was to put as much love and care and good energy into the building as possible. And that included trees, the meditating with the trees before permission, blessing them, thanking them, the local sawmill, it was a whole long process. And when I look back and I think, wow, 10 years, that's a long time, but it's debt-free. Oftentimes, if you had build a building this size, you'd be paying for it. And we did. The 10-year investment was actually a good one because it's freed us up to do a lot of other things with our time and energy rather than pay back huge interest rates to the bank. Deserve it anyway.